information to them that is needed for that police department to render services to you as a resident right here. So that is what we're doing right now, and we have this available for the citizens. But we also have the ability to bring in your cameras. If you have a camera within your residence, like a door camera, we don't want your inside cameras now. We don't want to see what you're doing inside your homes. Okay, I want you to get that and understanding right away. We're not looking at you on the inside, but we're looking at what's going on the outside. So if you have like a Ring camera or something like that with an IP address, we want to bring that into our MAC center so we can see what activity is going on your street and your community. And if there is something going on that is criminal, we want to investigate it, and we want to help you get those that are violating orders and laws off those streets. So thank you, and I'm going to let the chief come forward now to have a word about us working together.
Good evening. My name is Michael Wood. I serve as the interim chief of police right now for the city of Bessemer. As the sheriff said, I'm going to pull my mask down and step away from the mic right here. We are partnering in this endeavor. He spoke of the Ring cameras. Now, we're not going to give out the exact location of the video cameras right now, simply because we would rather not everyone know where they're at. Because if they know where they're at, then they're not going to do something in front of the camera. Okay. So, for your protection and the protection of the equipment, we're going to keep that kind of hush. But they are coming, and we'd like to thank Commissioner Tyson for the grant that she gave us to do this endeavor. This technology is growing. As you see on TV, you watch CSI and all this stuff where they back up the video, see what happened, follow it down the road. That's the plan here. We're coming up. And as he spoke of the Ring cameras, your video cameras at home, if we can get a list, which we will start a collective effort to do this in the city overall, but if something happens on your street, it may not have happened to you, it may have happened to your neighbor, but if we know you have a camera, then we can shoot you a phone call or an email and ask you to send us the video. That prevents us from having to knock on your door, come out there during the daylight, because that's basically what we have to do now. If there's a crime happens on the street, we drive down the street and start looking for Ring cameras on people's front doors and go knock on the door. That would keep us from having to knock on your door. A lot of people don't like the police knocking on their door. So that's just being honest. But if we can compile this list, at that point, we don't have to come knock on your door. You've become an assistant to the police department and sheriff's department, and we can contact you anonymously, or you can send it in anonymously to us, and then we have your information, and we can use that to help solve a crime. So that's kind of the idea of this whole program. It's going to be bigger than just video cameras sitting on a pole. It's going to be a partnership that I hope will go much further, because criminals don't just do crime in Bessemer. And a lot of the crimes that happen in Bessemer aren't people from Bessemer. So they come over from Birmingham and elsewhere. So this partnership, they may know who it is when we don't know who it is. So if we can share information, we can get to a conclusion much faster. As he said, we have got moved up because we're having an event in the park. I know the sheriff has to go somewhere also. Lieutenant Slater is the evening shift patrol commander. He is going to stay here for the conclusion of the meeting. If you have any concerns for your area and so forth, please get with him at the conclusion of the meeting, and he'll be glad to assist you. Sheriff,
Y'all have any questions before they leave? You have any questions?
Let me first say that this is certainly a move in the right direction for the city collectively and as a whole. I cannot tell you the amount of times the Justice Police Department has stepped came up to our residents and asking for the video camera. So they are really important to have within any community. One question I have for both of you all: will the cameras be stationary, or will they be portable, where you can move to different sites throughout the city of Jefferson?
The ones that we'll be putting in from the Mac Center will be stationary, but we're also asking the public, if you have a Ring camera or a camera right there at the front of your house, let us bring those cameras into our Mac Center also, because they can have evidence also to help solve crimes.
And, let them know that, they stay there on hold, but as different things change, y'all can,
Not only we can move the camera from one location to another location. It can be moved at any particular time that we may have to put something in an area where there's more crime. We would move at that point to say, hey, we're strategizing. We're putting it in the area where it's needed more. So we're moving it now. So we'll let the residents know that, hey, we're moving the camera to an area where it's needed more.
and I will be going back to the city, to the county commission, asking for funding every year to add, add and upgrade. I always do a 10 to 15 year plan on matters, regardless of what I do. If it's giving out groceries, I'm gonna have a 10 to 15 year plan on what sites, how many times, and what I can do to give people groceries, along with the utility assistance program, along with the camera program, along with whatever I do, whatever projects I do. I try to put a time into it. Yes, sir.
How soon are these to go in place? I mean, 3 months, 6 months?
Actually, the resolution for the agreement is on the council tomorrow. It'll be voted on tomorrow and it should pass with no problem. They've already gone through planning session on it. And once that happens, they've already built a majority of the cameras. So this will be a process that's probably going to go within the next month or so. Yes, Ms. Wright.
Cameras, will they be monitored here, Mac Center in the city of Jefferson?
Well,
Therefore, will it be through Birmingham as well?
it'll be at the Mac Center, but we also have access to monitor the cameras. We can watch them live in our dispatch area.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a question, but I wanted to just simply say thank you for all that you guys do for, not only just the festival, but the surrounding city. I just wanted to say thank you, because I know that you all do a lot, the commission, the sheriff, the police department. I have 2 businesses in Jefferson, and I'm very appreciative of the things that you all have done and doing. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it.
Well, thank y'all so much for your time. Sheriff Petway, y'all have a blessed day.
Thank you.
I did want to recognize public officials, if you can just stand. Aren't you a public, weren't you elected? All right, now. Y'all go back and say, I ain't asked y'all to stand. Okay. I did want to recognize Counselor Donalds. She was one of the group of counselors that we asked for a project that actually filled out her paperwork as a project was the cameras. So thanks to her for having this vision. We will have Jefferson County Environmental Service, Mr. Nard. He will give an update on the sewer projects.
So I'm David Dennard. I'm the Director of Environmental Services for Jefferson County. We operate the county's sanitary sewer system, which is everything that comes from your house or from a building or whatever. When you flush your toilet or you run your showers or whatever, that goes to the sanitary sewer. So we don't maintain the storm sewer system, which is, when it rains and everything goes down into the gutters and into the great inlets and everything else and goes down the ditches. So, like I said, we operate the sanitary sewer system in District 2, Commissioner Tyson's district, from about 2 years back, from 2019 to 2024. We expect to spend about $50 to $55 million on sanitary sewer work in District 2, and a lot of that work, probably upwards of $25 million, will be spent in the city of Bessemer in the surrounding area. So a couple of projects that are pretty local to this. Some of you may remember back in February of 2020, we had about, I think, 20 inches of rain that we got in a period of about 2 weeks. And we had an overflow, and I don't remember the gentleman's name, but had an overflow, sewer overflow. All right, Mr. Harkins. Overflow that probably went on for days, if not a week or more. It was a lot of water coming out of the sewer. I don't expect that we will get that kind of rainfall very often, but what we did after that, we did a lot of work immediately on the sewer. And what just happened is, we just had a lot more water, rainwater and groundwater and everything else coming into the sewers than they could handle. So we did a good bit of work in the Brickyard Hills, just right there north of, on this side of Carolina Avenue. Did a lot of work on the sewer system in that surrounding neighborhood. We have done another round of work, and I think that's kind of finished up here in the last 6 months or so. And also done some work, Berkeley and I think the Carolina Avenue, a little bit west of here too, in this area. So we've got another big part of what we're doing in Brickyard Hills coming up, and this is going to take a little while to do, is we're replacing the line that runs under all the railroad tracks from Carolina, I guess 32nd, 33rd, that's headed towards the old, I call it the Pullman Standard yard out there. It goes under 4 different railroads, so we think railroads take a long time to get permits. They do things kind of on their own speed, but it's under design. We're working on the permits there, so we'll have that too. But I think most of the work that we've already done is going to take care of the overflows that we saw out there, sort of in Brickyard Hills, unless we get another really extreme rain event like that. A little bit further out from that, we're doing some work towards 9th Avenue in Bessemer, some other stuff towards Halls Branch down by the interstate in Bessemer. That's going to be a little bit further out. And next year, we'll probably be doing a good bit of just sort of repairs to some pump stations and everything else, just to make sure that they're, Bessemer's an older city. It's got older sewers. And so it's just a matter of keeping them replaced or maintained so that they work the way they're supposed to. So I know everybody cares about sewer rates. I'll go ahead and say it. I know everybody does. One of the things that we're looking at in this next year is hopefully trying to refinance part of our debt. And that would help take a lot of the pressure off the sewer rates. Back in January, we were expecting to probably save $700 million in savings to the system by refunding based on what the interest rates were back in December, January. So just like all of your gas and your groceries and everything else that's gone up this year, we've seen the same thing hit interest rates. So what would have saved us $700-800 million back in January is a lot less savings right now. So if y'all want to pray about sewer rates, pray for interest rates to go down back to where they were in January, because I think that's going to make the biggest difference. The other part that I'm personally concerned about and I want to see happen is being able to implement a ratepayer, a customer assistance program, so that we can, I think, help to the neediest people out there on their sewer bills, give them some financial assistance on that too. So we work with the commissioner's office a lot. We get a lot of, if Michael has an issue and you call the commissioner's office, Michael, let me know. I'm not saying call Michael if you got a problem. Call us. We got a 24-hour number. So if you see a sewer problem or something else, even if you see another problem, like, we've got a lot of people calling water leaks, or we call in storm sewer issues. We investigate those a lot of times too, and try to route those to where they need to go. So we got a 24-hour number, but if you call us, you call Michael, we'll definitely get out there and respond. Usually our response time in the daytime is like 15 minutes. So we'll get the truck out there and get somebody to look at the problem even if we can't solve it. So.
Do y'all have any questions?
Yes.
Yes, I have a question, because I feel like you're on Fairfax right here. in the Granville area, when, the water goes down, comes down. Is it any way that they can look at it like a sewage line, because when it do rain, the water piles up in the yard, and it sits very high, and it, when I go down into my driveway, I have a puddle of water, and it goes all the way down to Fairfax, the Fairfax area.
Mhm. If it's water that's coming like already on the ground, then that's a storm sewer. So whether that's, Bessemer or whoever, and it depends on whether it's in the city or not. But if you got we'll look at what we've got going on in Fairfax as far as our sewers go too, to make sure that we're not part of that issue.
Yes, and that's the, city of Bessemer. You need to report that to the city council person or either the mayor, because we're only responsible for sewage. And you can tell if it's sewage or not because of the smell, and you will see the, toilet paper and all that other stuff that's actually in the sewage. But, you can report that to, the city of Bessemer.
May I please?
Yeah.
Ms. Jackson, that has already been reported from 22nd Street to 36th Street. It's not piped out over here in the south side here. Our engineers already know that will be worked on in the coming year. But from 22nd Street on over, there's no pipeline. So that's why that water is sitting in your yard. That's why that water is sitting in my yard, and it sits in the street, because there's no pipes over the street. So they are working with that, and that has been reported.
Councilman.
Can you please explain to the citizens here the process for when they have a leak at their house and they need to have an adjustment made on your end versus what the city will pay on their end? The reason why I asked, I've had to go through this several times with several of my constituents, and they just did not know. But I think this is a great time while we have a nice audience here for you to explain the process for you.
Yeah, so I assume most everybody here is on Bessemer water, and hopefully you won't have the same kind of issues about meter reads and all that other. So if it's a sort of a meter read issue, then that you work that through Bessemer. But if you have a leak, the first thing to do, I think, is to go through Bessemer water and let them know so that they can do their investigation. And we've got a leak adjustment form too. So we rely a lot on what Bessemer water does too. So we have a leak adjustment form, and just call our office and we can walk you through all that. The best thing to do if you have a leak is, if you have a plumber or somebody out there to fix it, and hopefully, it's something they can correct. And if we've got, that plumber bill or whatever else, we can hopefully issue a credit on the sewer side too. So.
Also, you do have to show your receipt where you had your repairs made, correct?
Yes, we do. We need to see something that kind of shows what it is so we can issue a credit on that. So.
And they, from the past, the city of Bessemer, the Bessemer Utilities is the one that would complete that form and then send it over to us?
We'll process the sewer credit and then tell Bessemer to apply that to your account. So it's ultimately it's going to come directly from Bessemer, but we'll work on the sewer part of the credit and then let Bessemer take that back off the bill. So sometimes it takes a little bit longer than it should, but hopefully.
I've seen it where it takes about 6 months to clear everything to the outside.
We hope it don't take 6 months, but I'm not going to say it never does. Part of it is, you getting the repair done, and we get another meter cycle, month cycle. It takes another month, and what we like to see is we just like to see the bill go from where it was to back down to make sure it was just something that was that leak. So yeah, it does take a little bit longer. Hopefully not 6 months. So.
Yes, I heard you say something about the refinancing. When will that take place?
So we're October 23. We did the bankruptcy settlement was in 2013, and the bonds can be refunded in October of 23. So that's when it would close. I think the commissioners and everybody else are looking really closely at where interest rates are and making decisions about what time is what's best for the system and what's best for the ratepayer. So it could be as soon as initially in 3 to 6 months, or it could be next year.
So $700 to $800 million is a lot of debt, right? And I understand, interest rates have increased, and we want to be in a great situation where they're low. But however, even if they're low, that only gives us X amount of dollars of relief, right? So the residents and the citizens still have issues with higher sewer rates, right? So is there any initiative or any projects or anything that's being done to give relief to the payers for the debt other than refinancing, because it's only going to yield X amount of relief, right?
Yeah, so I'll talk about what's at least under our control. One of the things is making sure that, I said we're spending $55 million in District 2. I don't look forward to spending a bunch of money because it's ratepayer money. Number one, we spend the money where it needs to go. We fix the sewers that need to be fixed and where the biggest problems are. So that's the first, is we look really, really hard at what money we're spending and try to be as efficient as we can. And that's, long-term just helps keep rates lower than as we can make it. The other part, what I talked about before, and I think, I hope that we can really push through as part of this refunding process, is that ratepayer assistance program, is that we'll have a dedicated pool of money that we can direct to people who are having trouble paying their bills. So I think that's probably going to have the biggest impact. And it's, when we look at median household income for the whole county, and it's, I don't know, $55,000, $60,000, but you look at areas around here and a lot of places in our service area, median household income is $13,000, $15,000, and people paying a $60 sewer bill, they're not paying 2% of their income, they're paying 10% of their income. So, those are the people that we really want to make sure, if we've got funding to help, is to really make sure that the people that are, in these districts like this, that really, really have a hard time paying their sewer bill.
And I want you to understand that when they set this fund up, it's gonna be a one-time a year. And then it might last only a year or two. See what I'm saying? So I don't want you, when it happens, well, y'all say y'all gonna help me pay my bills every month, and it ain't gonna happen. And all of this debt happened before I was in office. I am one of the plaintiffs that actually sued for the ratepayers. Yes, I did. And we're doing everything we can to get some type of relief through this project. And Mike, I would like you to speak on it.
No, I was just going to ask Dave to clarify the what Terry asked about with David, when you said that 800 million, that was going to be our savings initially. And the debt is more than that, but that was going to be our savings over the life of
about a 30-year bond. But yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what we owe. It's over $2 billion. So what I was talking about, the 800 was just what we would save in principal and interest over the life of those bonds. But one of the things I want to say about the assistance program, and this is something that I think we're really trying to work hard to put in there, and I don't want to put Commissioner Tyson for you to go to Commissioner Tyson and say, if it doesn't work, that David Denner and Commissioner Tyson promised we do a ratepayer assistance program. I tell you what, I think it's really important for our customers, and I think Commissioner Tyson feels it's really important. So I really hope that works through. But it's not just, I think, trying to pay people's sewer bills, but it's for people that have the leaks, or that they got the older toilets that are running that use twice as much water as a newer toilet, or it's trying to help people that are in older homes that have less efficient fixtures and everything else, maybe do audits and maybe help people replace some of their fixtures so they use less water, so they don't have to pay. If you've got $100 sewer bills and you're using twice as much water because your fixtures are older, it's trying to get the bill cut that way, because that long-term helps you on your water bill and your sewer bill long-term. instead of just, just paying $50 for your sewer bill every month from here on out. So,
How could you pay a whole sewer bill and you got water?
so what I'm saying is if we can, through that program, not just help pay sewer bills, but help pay to replace some of your plumbing fixtures, then that just means you use less water overall. And that's going to lower your water bill and your sewer bill both for long term, not just, it's, I think it does the whole thing and just, because, older toilets can use a good twice as much water per flush as a newer toilet. And, so it could cut thousands of gallons out of your water bill every month, and that goes to sewer too.
And I know, I just want to iterate that, I know you guys are just giving a high level of going back to the bond market, but I just want to explain everything to the citizens. I'm not trying to take over. In order for the rates to go down, when you get ready to go to the bond market, it's just like when you get ready to purchase a house or get a house refinance. You never want to refinance your house when the interest rates are high. I think right now the interest rates are like, 6.5%, almost 7%, something like that. So who wants to do a refinance right now? You want to do it once the interest rates drop down. When the interest rates are going to drop down, you don't know, because of the fact they keep going up. They just went up a week and a half ago. So once the county realizes that the interest rates are low, then that's when we'll go back to the bond market and do a refinance of the bond. So that's exactly how it works.
And David, tell them why we have not refinanced before this, with rates low, why we haven't refinanced.
So the way it was written in, it's a law that you can't refund what's called non-taxable bonds within the first 10 years. We could have until, I think in 2017, Congress passed a law that prohibited us from going back and refunding. Anybody that had non-taxable bonds was prohibited from going back and refunding. So that really is what really killed us. Otherwise, we could have been back and refunded in the market probably a year and a half, 2 years ago. So it's that 2017 change to the tax code that really hurt us and hurt the system and the ratepayers.
So everything isn't as black and white as you think it is, and it's very difficult, really, because I felt the same way about the rate until I found out about the 2017 law. So you don't know everything, it's things that the average person, if you could be a CPA, you wouldn't know it if you didn't work up on the bond issues and things up under those type of rules. You would not know, because it's something that we just don't keep up with. So once we were informed about it, and that's when I understood everything more. And Mike, he goes to most of the classes. I make sure that he stays in the classes more than the other staff people, because there's only three. I only have 3 staff people and myself, and I have such a big district, and I have a underserved district. So I've got to cover it the best way I can. So I try to make sure that Mike stays within the numbers and within the money, to where he can make sure he can come back and tell us everything that's going on. So just like I said, we are a team, not so much of them working for me. We all work for you. So I try to make sure that our office is ran that way. So do we have any other questions for David? Yes, Pastor.
Well, good evening. Let me first of all thank Mr. Tyson, Brother Mike, and I'm not Emily?
Yes, sir.
And Sister Emily, whom I've spoken with on the phone, as well as another young lady who represents the Jefferson County's sewer or whoever it is that they gave me connections with. So I'm that guy that did the complaint for the situation. And I want to thank whoever was responsible for actually fixing the system so that it no longer overflows the way that it has done with the feces, the toilet tissue, the tampons, and anything else that's been in the sewer. A problem that I still have is that right now, in the house where my son and my daughter, my pregnant daughter, lives, is that they can't use their services. So I contacted Commissioner Tyson, who connected me with Brother Mike, connected me with Emily, who also connected me with the representative from Jefferson County. I paid about $400 to have 2 professional plumbing services to come out and root out the lines, who have really proven that my lines in my house are clear, that the service line from my house to this thing called a retaining tank that was installed probably 20 years ago from somebody. And nobody believed that it's in the ground. And so it's apparent, this is my estimation, because I don't know. Apparently when the thing was fixed in the street, that thing got compromised. And so even right now, if you see this picture, and if you zoom into that stuff, this is probably a week ago. That sewage that's on the side of my children's house. Because people are telling me that the line is clear, it's on me. Well, I've done my part, I've cleared it. I've been told that there are no permits that show that this retainer tank was put in the ground. I've been told that there's no paperwork or anything. So this is where I am tonight. Because now I hear what I need to talk to. Somebody needs to dig it up. And if there's no retainer tank in the ground, I'll pay for it. I'll pay for this because I know it's there. There's a 10-inch line that's about 30 or 40 feet that long that my service line connects to. And years ago, to pacify us, they put that retainer tank there. So that when the sewer filled up, there's a flipper valve on that retainer tank that closes so that I can still use the services in my house. When that tank filled up, then it would back up, but by that time, the street would go down. When the street went down, that flipper would open up, and whatever was in the retainer tank would then go to the street. Well, what's happening today, like right now, is that retainer tank is full. My 4-inch service line is full. The line all the way to my services, to the commodes, to the sinks, the washer, is full because the retainer tank has no way to release to the sewer now. So I don't know what happened when we fixed the sewer. It fixed the retainer tank, but it fixed it in a bad way because the retainer tank can't empty. And all I'm asking, and it's apparent I'm the only one in that area because the house next to me is empty. And when I say me, it's my house, my son and daughter live there. The house next to me is empty. And then the plumber that I hired found that the house next to them actually dumps to the alley. So I'm the only house that sits in that little valley that dumps to 33rd Street. And so nobody's complaining because I'm the only one having problems. And it's full right now to the point where it can't go anywhere but outside of the cleanout valve. And I would rather it come out the cleanout valve than to come in the house. I need some help. I need somebody to help me. I need somebody to help my pregnant daughter, to help my son, to help me when I go over to visit them and I need to do my business so that I can do it so that the snitch doesn't and the fuel don't back up in the house. I need some help. I need some help. I paid. I don't mind paying. I just need it fixed. I just need it fixed. And again, the retainer tank is in the ground. It's there.
Okay.
I put it there. I couldn't afford to do that.
Yeah, that's I've been doing this for 20 years and I've never heard of anybody putting a tank. I mean, I'm not saying that makes sense why they would have done it. Yeah, I can understand why maybe they didn't keep records of it back then. So I will definitely look into this and see whatever we can do on it. That's a strange situation. I don't think I've ever run across. So I will make sure we get some people.
Can you tell me when?
I've
been dealing with this now.
when I get back in the morning, I will. Apparently, you already been talking to somebody. So I will.
Talk to us.
I will.
That's why I had this meeting.
Yeah, I will.
See, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do.
Yeah,
She pointed me in the direction, and I knew that we would have this meeting tonight. And so to keep from exhausting communication over the phone and back and forth. I can't prove what's there.
Yeah.
But I promise you this, dig it up, and if it's not there, I'll pay for it.
All
I'll
right.
pay for it.
Well-
I know it's in the ground.
So I will get everything I can find out tomorrow. And,
Yes, sir.
and if you got your plumber or whoever has TV, we'll look at the camera. We'll look at our camera. We'll figure out what's going on.
You can't use a camera because it's full of water. That's one of the problems that Roto-Rooter had and Craig's Plumbing. When they ran the camera in the line, first of all, they rooted it out,
Mhm.
and they ran it all the way out to the point that the line is clear, but water still sits in.
Well, we can launch from our line, and we can look up your line for a little ways. So we'll see if they haven't already done that, then we'll try to do that and see what we can see from the other end. So
That's good, but don't forget the retainer.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, if,
Of the retainer tank is between, they put that retainer tank there so I could
Yeah.
temporarily use services. So my line comes into the retainer tank, on the other side of the retainer tank, it connects to the sewer.
Okay.
Sewer valve is supposed to open and dump me to the sewer.
you know what year?
I wish they would just bypass the retainer tank now, since the sewer thing is fixed.
Yeah. Do you know what
They just
year?
connect me straight to the sewer like it should have been before.
Do you know what year they put that in?
It's at least 20 years, because I've been gone 20 years.
Okay. All
And
right.
I did it when I lived there. So
Okay.
it might have been 20, 25 years ago.
Well, and not to say, one reason why we might know about it, we took over from Bessemer. Bessemer operated the sewer up until a little over 20 years ago. So it could be something that somebody 25 years ago remember this, but yeah, so we will definitely find out.
That's what I don't want to get into,
Oh, yeah.
who did it and whose
Yep.
fault it is. I got a boo-boo problem,
Yep. Yeah.
okay? And I need you all who are experts in this to help me.
Yep. We'll do
I
it.
don't want anybody to say it's their fault, they did it. Help me fix it.
Yep.
I pay sewer bill. I pay my bill every month. I don't mind paying my bills. But I don't want to pay a bill and I'm not having a, I need somebody to help me.
All right.
That's all I need. That's all I need. Somebody to speak for me.
All right.
Cause my voice isn't being heard. I need somebody to speak for me. So I'm trusting that you'll help me with this.
We will.
I
We'll
appreciate
make
it.
sure.
I'm taking you at your word.
All
We
right.
hear you. Thank you. We brought you directly to the hill.
Thank you.
Y'all have any other questions? All right,
All right.
thank you. Thank you so much.
This is like Pastor, paying for people, that it's sewage you can't use. You get reimbursed for the bill that you can't, and you haven't been used.
We'll look at what we do on that, depending on what it was, and maybe it's, yeah, we'll just get the information, we'll figure out where we go.
We have Jefferson County Roads and Transportation, Mr. Simmons.
Hey, good evening. My name is Kadero Simmons. I'm here on behalf of Heather Carter, our Director for Jefferson County Roads and Transportation. I think my main job here tonight, and let me say my director was out sick today, so she can't make it. My main duty here today is take any questions and try and get those back to her so we can address, assess, and do whatever we need to do to help any type of way. You know, our main job is to assess these roadways, and after we do our assessments, to either maintenance them or do a whole resurface. Now, on this map right here, oh, okay, that'll work. If you see this map right here, I apologize if you can't see it too well, but this is District 2. This is our District 2 area right here within Jefferson County, Fairfield, Midfield, Birmingham. This dark burgundy right here, these are completed projects. We have the green projects, which are active right now, and I can name a few of those, which we have Avenue I, Avenue K, Avenue L, 5th Street, 6th Street, and 9th Street to 12th Street. We got a lot of our funding from ALDOT for a lot of these resurfacing projects. And the purple right here, we have the grant, ALDOT grant paving funds. These are all the paving projects that we got ALDOT funding from. This blue section right here, which you can see it down here in the bottom right corner, these are the 2023 resurfacing projects that are coming up for next year. We do have a pipe repair on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. I don't know if you all noticed that throughout the year, it kind of floods every now and then. So it just recently got let, maybe a month and a half ago, and we're starting to work on that project. I think it starts the end of this month or early beginning of next month. So we will have that problem resolved, and we're thinking it'll probably take a couple months to get it resolved. So just look forward to that. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard pipe repair project. And like I said, we at the beginning of the year, we like to take a lot of our roads and do an assessment. We have inspectors that go out and do an assessment on our roadways, and then we come back and see, what do we actually need to do? All right, are they just resurfacing jobs? Or is it anything that we need to mill and fill? But a lot of times we will come in and mill the whole roadway and repair it. So, like I said, I'm here to take any questions, anything that I can't answer. I will try and get that back to my director and hopefully give you all a clear answer.
Explain to them that, the first duty is the city of Jefferson when it comes to their roads. And then for the county, we have through roads that we have agreements with municipalities to maintain those roads. And I know you called out some of the roads and things that we're doing in District 2. Commissioner Tyson is available to partner with the city of Jefferson on different things. And but that has to come as a request. And just like with the cameras, that has to come as a request for the county to intercede. And also they can go to ALDOT and partner on some projects. The city of Jefferson can ask for their projects with ALDOT, but then the county, through Commissioner Tyson and the other county commissioners and Heather Carter and Rose and Trans can partner and go in and do some things. And you guys just need to be in the room when Commissioner Tyson is in there, not begging, but demanding the money for projects in her district. So when it's money on the table, she fights for her 20% of the 5 commissioners.
That is correct. We do have through roads, which are our main priority to get those done. But throughout these roads within our district, we do take requests for any repairs that need to be done through, if it's the city of Bessemer, Fairfield, anyone within the Jefferson County area. We'll take those requests and try and find a means of getting funding to help repair those roadways.
Is that the top half of 150?
That's the bottleneck part that, and we got a grant from ALDOT to do that.
Correct. It's right there by Walmart. It's in between the Walmart and the liquor store. So it's Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. Yes, that is correct.
That's Academy. But if you go back, going toward the rec center on 150, right there where bottlenecks in.
That's it.
Yes, they will be expanding that. Yes, they will be expanding to 3 lanes all night.
That's going to Morgan Road, that's gonna be expanded to 3
3
lanes.
lanes, yeah.
That'll be expanded.
And that was
all that work that you're speaking of, all that work will be done in District 4.
Yes, and that was part of a grant that that I requested, from Mr. Cooper and Al, it was really, something that I worked out with Al, and they're actually going to do that for the county, for the city of Bessemer.
Right, and do the best we're working. We've already partnered, you all can't hear me, we've already partnered with Commissioner in doing those projects. That's in District 4 as well as that bottleneck part right there.
Right.
You all know what the bottleneck is where Richard's store is right there, you go around and you have Morgan Road right here. And that's the bottleneck right there. That's the top half of 150. That's what they're calling the Martin Luther King Jr. Drive. That's what they're calling that. I call it 150, top half of 150. And that way you'll understand where it is. That will be opened up to a 3-lane, which will carry you from there, connect with 459 at some given point in time. Not right now, but at some given point in time. We've already talked about it, and I think it will be a good thing.
It is.
I think that will be a good thing, Commissioner. So all of this work that we see that's going on right now, all that work is in District 4. I think I heard someone ask what district is on. That's District 4.
But
Yeah, that's the only
it'll
question.
benefit that shopping center, what's the big factories and stuff like that?
You got FedEx out there, you got Dollar General out there, you have those sweat t-shirt shop that's coming there, you got different shops that's coming there, that'll be there. You have a shopping mall that's coming there, and in the next 10 years, you'll have houses coming over that hill there. So that'll benefit the city of Bessemer.
You're going into Hoover, there are really 900 houses over in that area,
That'll benefit.
which is just 2.5 miles from, that area. So it's gonna be a lot of traffic, and that's why they're widening the road. So what else did you want to add?
Yeah, 150 comes down to the railroad track. Is there anything that's being considered to an overpass or a guard up or something? When those trains come through and stop, traffic backs up. What happens when an ambulance comes through and they can't get through?
I have a meeting with Congresswoman Sewell and, the railroad, Wednesday morning at 10. That is on the list for me to address. All I can, listen, y'all, let me stand. All I can do is ask. That's federal. I complained so bad, Commissioner, Councilor Donald, the other councils have called me, not only in Bethel, Lipscomb, Birmingham. I stay in Birmingham, and it blocks my street for weeks. And it bothers me so bad because I see the children jumping over it in school. And it makes me have to go out on Jefferson, and it just really bothers me. But I want you to know that you're not being ignored. Congresswoman Sewell is doing everything she can. The last meeting we had with them at the West End Library, I wanted to fight them people, Pastor. I'm serious. I was just that upset. They get smart with you. You know, they don't respect you. I'm serious. And Congresswoman Sewell had one of her assistants in there with me, and we were arguing. The assistant and me was arguing with her. So now we bringing in the big dog. We bringing her in. So I'm gonna see how they gonna talk to her. And we are going to have several other people. We have the mayor of Birmingham, and we have several mayors from the surrounding cities at that meeting. So hopefully we can get somewhere at that meeting. I will give y'all definitely a report on that.
Is there anything we can do collectively to support you in that effort, in a physical appearance type manner?
The railroad don't care about nobody. I promise you they don't, Pastor. We've been trying to get that permit for 4 years. I've been here for 4 years. We've been trying to get that permit to go up on the railroad. I have never seen, I don't know what kind of pool or what they got on them people in Washington, D.C., but they don't respect them. But I don't want to go into hood mode.
I
And that's what I'm saying. You just might have to. Because it's ridiculous. They don't care about it. He told me he cared about protest.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, you don't care about, I was like, we don't care about y'all protest. It's something else. So let's see what's gonna happen Wednesday morning. I know my staff gonna make sure I'm there bright and early. And, we're gonna see what we can do. And I'm gonna see if I can get it, if I can video it. If I can video it, y'all look at my Facebook page, it will definitely be on. Okay, that's it. That's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
He said he think it's all been said from the Bessemer Police Department. Do y'all have any questions for me? Okay, the police, come on up. The Bessemer Police Department is here, and he said, do y'all have any questions for him? Is that Miss from Lanice Washington's office? You want to come down? Come on down.
So what you saying, we get a report back, to our Bessemer District Attorney, we will tell
Her people didn't stand up and say nothing from her office. Come on down, ma'am. Stand up and say something. Speak to everyone. All out of love. We love Miss Washington. Yeah, that's where Sheriff Petway and all the rest of them was going. Yeah, Marika Coleman is over there. Yes, and Sheriff Petway is over there. But Lanice, Attorney Lanice Washington is doing a great job. I can say that, and I support her 100%. Do we have any questions for the Bessemer Police Department? Yes, Chester, Counselor Chester.
Lieutenant, I would just like to, first of all, thank you all, thank the Belgian Police Department for the great job that you all do.
Thank you. Thank you.
The way that, monitor and control the great city of Belgium.
Thank you.
Recycling plant on the other side of Amy's Elementary School.
Okay.
I reached out to, that company about 2 weeks ago.
Mhm.
And spoke with the general manager. Right now, we have the big recycle trucks that are driving all the, routes that they're supposed to actually take. 4 years ago, Chief Rope and I implemented a particular route for them to actually take, but right now, they're not taking that route.
Okay.
They're actually coming in front of my residence.
Okay.
And making a quick path getting to the interstate. So if you all could really have some police officers out in that area, actually writing tickets to prove a point, that they're supposed to actually take that route, because right now we have students when they're going to school, walking to school and getting out of school, they have to, kind of dodge those big trucks. And I don't want an accident to happen, and then we start complaining after the fact. Let's go ahead and address that right now to prevent that from taking place.
Okay.
Also, I want to commend you all for when we had the big fire directly behind the school, 2 weeks ago. You all were right out there, directing traffic along with the, fire department. So thank you for everything that you all are doing.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
They have signs up on their route.
That was my,
We do have signs up.
okay, I was gonna get the motor unit to, yeah, I'm gonna get the motor unit to check, make sure the signs are up. And I
They
will
only have
pass
2.
this
We
to,
need more than 2.
that's gonna be addressed. We'll make sure the chief know that. He gonna address it to the proper people that he need to. And just to piggyback on you about the railroad, since I don't work on Saturdays anymore now, but every Saturday morning, the train will be on 150 or 32nd Street.
I will get a call from Chief Roper. I have talked with the people personally myself at the railroad. I'm not going to elaborate what was said, but I'll leave it what she said. But I will check on that, Mr. Porter, and make sure it get done. Thank you. Thank you. No, thank you. Thank you. And that's, don't tell me, but we know it's. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. But they're doing a great job. Yes, ma'am.
I know we got this like three-way stop, because I say right here where the stop sign is.
Yes, ma'am.
What can we do to, I'm like, we need to write this ticket.
Okay.
I do what I said, once we tell the thing, because we have so many cars bypass that stop sign that this is not there.
Yes, ma'am. We have gotten complaints from that area. Matter of fact, I just got one today. I'm just getting back to work today. I work the 80 shift 2 to 10. And myself and Chief Wood, acting Chief Wood, has already talked about that. And we have a motor scout unit, which was just added one more guy to the unit. So we're gonna take a look about what we're gonna do about doing what we call a traffic detail there. Anytime anybody have any problems in the area, you can always go to the Facebook page or call the station and give them your concern. It will get funneled down to us, the lieutenants, and we'll make sure we have people to take a look at it. Yes, sir. Okay. Yes. And we did have units up there during the hours of the morning. They were catching the bus and all. We did have units. Of course, when we're up there, they're not going to do it. Okay. It's when we're not there, that's when it's going to take place. So if anybody see it happening, then call us immediately. Then we have somebody come to that area. Because without witness suspect, we won't know who did it. Yeah. Or 24th. Okay. 2024 and 27. All right.
And if where the trucks are coming by, if the city of Bessemer won't buy any signs, you can call my office and I will purchase some signs.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
If your stop sign down on your street, you call District 2 and have your counselor call Commissioner Tyson and she'll get you a new sign on your street.
Yes, sir. Okay. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. Okay. Probably a little steady. We have our motor units that have the I forgot what they call it, put it around the street, across the street. So when traffic come through, there had to be a certain amount of flow of traffic before. There you go. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, traffic counter. So I will make sure they get it. Actually, what street? 20. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Said on Clarendon and 20, 15, 6 Wall Street, 15th Street. Yes, ma'am. I think I know you. Yes, ma'am. I think we had the issue before. We had my environment officer. We're not there. I think we did do a cleanup once, but I think it was last summer. But I will talk with Lieutenant O'Morrison. Yes, ma'am. I remember. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You'll look into that. Yes. Yes, sir, Pastor.
Everything I think do we have a noise ordinance in Jefferson?
Yes, we do.
One of the things we have, especially right here around this area, is, I mean, all people, one of our members, several of our members live in this area. And I'm surprised we haven't heard it since we've been here tonight.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's so loud that it shakes our vehicles.
Yes.
So the
Yeah.
sounds on the cars will go all through the night, all in the morning. You know?
Yes, sir. We do have a noise ordinance. And this the kicker to that. When you call us, they're at your stop sign.
Right.
By the time we get here, they're gone.
Can we deputize some folks?
That will help us out a lot. But yeah, I will make sure I talk to the chief about that. Yeah. Hey. Yeah.
Like over here where the Hollywood Project used to be, and even down here where our pavilion is, it's like people just decide that the street and the curb is the trash can.
I know. Yes, sir.
They just let everybody inside and just throw trash out, you know?
Yeah.
So are you saying that if I want to take a picture of a car with a license tag or video of them doing that?
We do have an environment office for that reason.
Really?
Yes. Yes, we do. We do. We have an environment office for that, for overgrown weeds, for abandoned vehicles, for illegal dumping. They will go in and trash and look for the address if they can find a mail. Yes, we do have that. We do have office for that. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That'll be fine. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
If the citizens, especially young lady over there with them dumping by her house, if anybody got cameras where y'all can get these things, where y'all can see these trailers or see people come dump their
Yes.
trash, that's the easiest way to catch them. So you got proof to show, and since y'all have environmental, where y'all can reach those people, because a lot of times these contractors will come and dump in the middle
Exactly.
of the night.
And that-
Nobody's there, you wake up the next morning, and when the city come around and clean it up, if it takes them a month or so to come back to your area and pick it up, then as soon as they pick it up, the guys know they got a fresh spot to go back. Wow.
And this the thing, we have had people video people doing illegal dumping. Sometimes it'll be a switch tag on the car. We can go to that, we can pull that, run that tag number if they get a good view of the tag. And the tag only belongs to the car. So we'll go to that person's house. But now the corporation, the companies, we have fined a few of those. Now this was, I had to explain to everybody, we only take reports. It's up to the court system. Once we turn this report in, the police department, no matter us, Birmingham, who member is done with it. So it gotta go through the court procedure. So people say, why y'all let them out? Trust me, we don't let them out. I get tired of chasing people. I'm too old for that. So it's court system. Not say the court system is bad at all, but it's so much turnover. It's cases in front of cases because of COVID. So it may take a long time before that case to be heard. So we can't rush to judgment. We just make sure the judgment takes its time, so we do it fair and equal, do it right. Yes. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
We got new shit council now. You put the old stuff out the door. That guy that is vote. Put him out the door. Out of your home, I-45 Memorial Drive. That's the interstate.
What was that Memorial Drive? What Memorial Drive?
Yeah, that's the interstate. Put the speed bumps in there. Then, I can go put the speed bumps over there. So that's what's going on. If you go to the other day, you got 18 more trucks coming to that.
Yeah.
And You go out around telling you doing wrong.
Yes, sir.
You go right wrong.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You just got lost on. I thought you retired.
Now, yeah, I went on God. I was gonna retire next year, but God got other plans for me. Yeah. But about the traffic detail, we call it traffic details. Right now, not only us, a lot of agents could contest this. We have a lot of shortage. And when we just have 17, 20 people on one shift, we do traffic details. We rotate, we have roadblocks. Right now, it's kind of hard to do right now when we go on call to call to call to call.
If I had a child going to school, and they had to carry the school bus, I put him on my back and carry him down there. But I always said, there's a different stop sign.
Mr.
The old
First.
telephone.
No.
You know, that's one thing that you outlaw school bus drivers. That ain't nobody gonna drive. That don't make sense.
Yes, sir.
I had a guy pass me on that one today. 2 minutes ago. Now he's on the interstate. You know,
This.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you all for
Thank
questions.
you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, we will be passing out these cards. Jefferson County has a new My Jeffco app. This right here, you can scan this barcode and it will download every number for you to contact people dealing with Jefferson County sewer, anything else that you need. We would like for you to take some back to the district attorney office. For her, we'll give you a stack to take back to her. And I want y'all to utilize this in case it's on the weekend and we have a flood or a hard rain and some sewage problems. You will be able to contact us 24/7. The line is open 24/7. I would like to thank the pastor for allowing me to. This is a beautiful church. I was scared to walk on the floors. They are so nice. But I have a couple of door prizes. Mike, how did y'all want to do this? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Listen up, y'all.
That means that y'all, I heard everything everybody said, good, concern, all of it. But y'all need to come out and vote. We need to trail out and get the right person in the place where they need to be. And the only way we can do that is to vote. So we're gonna just take count. My boss, Karen Dunford, circuit clerk of Bethel. She don't mind coming out to the churches, to the community center, to wherever she has to go to get to the vote. Because see, it don't matter how many complaints you have.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter about who you put in the office. So we got to go back to the old school, this is my home. And from Cologne and all of that, the right people, they let you know who to vote for. So we can get out of job and don't worry about it. Get the right person, pray about it. Pray about it. And just because they pass it don't mean they're the right person. But what I'm telling y'all is to get out and vote. Get out, please, and vote. Get your children involved. Get everybody involved. So we need to do that. And it's time. It's time, y'all. It's time.
I totally agree and thank you so much. We have some, it looked like Alabama. But it's Jefferson. Jefferson County water bottles. So if I can have the oldest man and the oldest woman, the oldest man in the room, and the oldest woman in the room, they really are good. Okay, who's been voting the longest?
Thank you, Mia. Appreciate
Okay.
you. Thank you.
Who already cast their absentee ballot?
Who's been voting the longest?
Oh, well, you can't get voted.
Okay, who have the most grandkids? You got 39. 39, here you go. She have 39. I want you to know about, I want y'all to know, to take this back to your churches. We have small grants, many grants for churches. You have to have a 501c3. We have only had one church out of Bessemer to apply. And that was, could you tell? Applied. And did you receive your grant? Okay. So it's there. It's not going to be forever. So if you want to apply, you need to come on and apply for the for this funding. It's a small grant, but money is money. It could do $1,000 can do a lot. So I just want to, and Pastor, thank you so much. We have something for you. It will be delivered by Emily. She'll call you for letting us use the church. We're not. I know, but it's just the love that District 2 have. We are a district that keep on giving. So y'all remember to go vote November the 8th. Don't forget, I know I'm supposed to be talking politics in the church. I'm not talking about one individual, but I just would like for y'all to make sure y'all go vote November the 8th. Make sure you let Attorney Lenise Washington know we love her and we support her 100%. Okay, and Sheriff Petway, thank y'all. Thank you for coming.